Hi, moguls. It's Dr. T here, and I am just checking in today with another upgrade that is going to take us through this epic age of transformation into the new era of AI and this incredible new exponential age, which is also requiring of us the most significant transformation that any cohort of humans have ever made. This is also why a significant amount of transformative beings were brought in to prepare for this era as the old one was wrapping up and help everyone transition and adapt to the new era. I myself have been looking forward to this all of my life, and it's an exciting time. And today we're going to really make sure that you can claim your role in this new age so you can exist as an incredible, wealthy mogul, a powerful, influential person that is healthy and happy and positively contributing to our new society and our new world. And as someone that is both a psychologist, author, speaker, and leader and creator and innovator and receiver of transformative technology who has been utilizing it and applying it to a particular population of people, gaining incredible ground in the field of rapid transformation with clients who have been incredible innovators from the earliest stages of this, and being on the cutting edge and being able to have profoundly highest level of results in the 90th percentile over the years, with only a couple of people in the process who had a level of results that was, instead of like profoundly off the charts, epic, over the top, otherworldly, words that my clients have used over the years, had significant transformations, but also recognizing that there again have been very early adopters and also people that were able to come in and be clients that may have just expanded the range of what that kind of person is, and ultimately had very significant results and sort of really made sure these are people that were like, I want to be in, and were so persuasive that they were selected to be clients when they might not have completely fit the entire specific profile of people that we've been utilizing transformative technology for rapid transformation on over the years, ensuring that it worked epically well, and it also allowed us to test this data, know that it works, and continue to evolve it and make it ready for people to transform at this moment in time. So what I want to share with you today is ways that you can make sure that you can do a rapid transformation into this new age. And one of the most important ways is to begin by claiming your role in this new age of reality. It is happening either by willingness and the absolute understanding that you're here to adapt, that you are part of a stage of humanity that has a role to play in adapting into a new version of human, a new version of reality. And this is a specific role that if you're here at this time, this is your role to play. So whether it feels like something you want to do or not, in my team, we talk about this as being the upgrade or being a forced upgrade. So my invitation to you is to take the upgrade, go with it, be willing to adapt, and be willing to just claim your role in this new reality, this age of AI, this exponential age where we are going to rapidly transform as a species, as a world, going into greater dimension, 5-dimensional world from the 3-dimensional world. And even though there's a lot more dimensions that many of us can are aware of and exist in and have access to, we're going into this next stage, which is the 5-dimensional stage, Really quickly, I'm going to grab my puppy who would like to come in and be in this moment with us. Hang on. And I trust that he would like to be in the upgrade. So here he is. This is TJ. This is Mogul TJ. Mwah. All right, TJ. So we are moving through an upgrade today. And TJ is one of my co-pilots in the upgrading process. And something I'd like to share to help you bring yourself through the upgrade. God, he smells so good. Is also posted in our community area for this channel, and in support of all of you making this upgrade and doing it in the most humane way. So I'm going to share with you that, just in the understanding that the most powerful and transformative identity of this new moment, and with all that we can build on from the previous era, while powerful creator is certainly very, very clear, there's also a level of understanding the mogul identity and how the great leaders of humanity from the previous eras have existed in their most powerful, influential selves and leadership and positively contributing to society. And now we are effectively in that age of the influencer. And the moguls it's an identity of the greatest dynasty makers in history who created the most opulent dynasties of luxury for the longest period of time in humanity that a dynasty has existed. And for many years now, the mogul identity has been at the core of the transformative process, helping our clients who have led the way, investing millions and millions of dollars in their transformation, both to transform and to become good at transforming, to lead their families, their companies, and to lead the way. So the mogul identity, as in many things in the new age, those of us that have been living in more multidimensional reality are excited to share, as I am, that within each thing is a much more multidimensional meaning, and what is considered a coding of reality. So for those of us that are open to seeing this reality as being coded with its own software and what's being installed and being upgraded and the new iterations that are innovating of our whole existence, mogul is really a multifaceted piece of code, which is just a way of creating a reality. This is more technology language. And the good news is the more you connect with that, the more you're going to be just completely suited for this exponential age, because all language will be technology language. So the mogul is a multifaceted piece of code as an identity, which is meaning masters of global ultimate life. That's essentially the acronym. Global meaning it has at least two layers of meaning to it. Global meaning that we transform ourselves globally as one reality that we are, reality being that we are, and we transform globally as a society. So we have a global transformation, a global upgrade, rather than trying to work on 17 pieces of ourselves, personal, professional, health, all this stuff. It's like we're in a global upgrade that happens through our intentions, which I'll speak more about. We're in a global upgrade to become a global transformation dynasty as a collective unit of reality makers on this planet. And we're here to also be in a global reality, which, even though we have been, so many people have been programmed to be isolated into one location for most of their lives. And it's the moment where we become an integrated international citizenry, creating together as a dynasty, because when we share a common purpose for humanity to evolve, we will actually do it in a way that is amazing for everybody, ensures our own existence instead of having many different populations going in many different directions. So we're here to be masters of a global reality and international experience and integrated, interconnected network, which is being created more and more and more. So masters of global ultimate life. This is about both a global upgrade again to your own operating system, so you can lead a mogul life in the midst of this great shift into a world where we are a global society of creators of our new world, where we become the global transformation dynasty family that we were actually always meant to be, as one human family that elevates our existence through our willingness to make this major and amazing upgrade into the more flowing, high frequency world that is also allowing us to be more of a synarchy in our framework. Beyond democracy, as much as everybody loves that, there's a synarchy, which is coded in lots of books of wisdom, including the one that people, the book that sold the most and read the most in the world. So this is about being a synarchy of co-creators, or another way to say that is dynasty makers, who together receive the new reality into our beings, trusting that that reality is made through us as receiving stations of this universal evolutionary force and the great and powerful source, however you'd like to refer to it, and how it's giving us this new world to inhabit with new entities that we're referring right now to as AIs or agents that are so highly intelligent and help us co-create something we've been dreaming of and intending, as each human has lived for a long time in a desire for a greater reality to be provided to us. All right, so let's just take a moment with that and really appreciate what all that means, and what is upon us at this moment. So now that this is here, and we are directed to open up as receiving stations for it to come through us and to be channeled into the world, each of us, through our own human design systems, are here to bring it through and allow it to be created into being. As all reality is created through us as a mechanism, and all the ways that this grand energy system comes through us, getting us to do these specific things, programming us to be great reality makers. And for those that actually receive those directions and follow them instead of being stuck in old programming, these are the people that have created all the great innovations. These are the people that created the computer and the iPhone and the everything that's ever been created in humanity. So you're here to open up and be these receiving stations, right? So this is a revolutionary moment, and a revolution in reality is a type of birthing of a new realm of reality coming in. And I invite each of you to open up to what wants to be made through you, effectively allowing yourself to be inhabited by the new reality that is trying to get into being into this world through you, and to be made through your human design operating system, or what is more simply put as your unique operating system, one that is designed very specifically for a specific aspect of reality to be created at this time, right? So if any of you have not done your human design, have gotten your human design readout, chart, and report, go to the empirecompany.com/human design, or click on the human design link, enter a little bit of info about yourself, and it will kick out a report of what your human design system is, what its role is, and how you're supposed to participate here. So you can align with that and even expand that as we come into this new age. Let's see here. So let's just make sure everybody gets connected to that. And that'll either be on that link, or as we are adding more websites as our transformation company evolves, going from the Empire Company to the International Moguls Club, taking the name of our community, the Moguls Club, and expanding it and making it more of the identity. The links will be in the description. So it may be it's on the Empire Company site now. It may be in the future on the International Moguls Club site. And I'm excited because we're creating an app where you're going to be able to get all this information even more expansively. So to all of you aspiring moguls and up and coming new leaders of reality, as we're focused on you claiming your role in this age of AI, the invitation is for you to open up to it, become a great receiver of this mogul reality moment that is designed to transform us into having a more level playing field as those that are willing to transform into great reality receivers can become great reality makers that are part of the network of this great flow of massive resources of prosperity, as is the very point of this new Aquarian age that we have entered into and we are wholeheartedly in now. This is, about bringing in the top flow of prosperity that will actually wash the reality field in this resource, all these resources, and allow it to grow rapidly, collectively, sustainably, and also cleanse it of the residue from the previous era, that we're really invited to detox from ourselves and to really effectively be reborn into our revolutionary leadership roles. Okay, folks. So in just taking going a little bit further with that, in the age of Capricorn that we've come through, where everything was structure and just building infrastructure, and the generator world, the generator humans, which is 77% of the population, building the material world, creating massively the way the generators do. We have entered this Aquarian age. And while some of these names and stuff that are used in astrology can be confusing to people, this simply means an age of revolutionary transformation, innovation, rapid exponential growth. It is completely unprecedented. It is expansive, multidimensional. It is the furthest thing from conventional on purpose. So everything goes. We are in the open field of creativity and infinite possibilities. And that is because while evolution brought us through having structure, just like a development of a human is meant to have, we've got some structure that helps create a foundation, and then we're meant to open up the field of creation for that being. Unfortunately, we keep beings in such a tight structure, they don't get to create. Most of them don't the way they want to. We are a macro evolution of a world, and we are also the micro evolution of that process. So we've now come through the age where we were the infants. We had some structure and routine, and that was designed for us to stay in certain parameters and contained and safe. And as in all phases of development, the being or the collective or the field of reality then goes from benefiting from that stage of development to then being constrained by it and needing to branch into the new one, which is the unconventional age of prosperous, highly profitable, flowing infinite resources and infinite possibilities for creativity. There is no more convention. It is a expansive reality because we've made our way into this moment. I wonder sometimes if if the great creator and the evolutionary forces were like, we can't let them know everything that they're capable of, because they might be overwhelmed, where some people are early adopters and some people are late adopters. It's now time to know, this is how immense the galaxy is, the metaverse. This is how much we can really do and create. This is the era where we go from using 10% of our capacity to all of it. And we become a completely different species of human, the Homo lumen. This is an era where we go from the generator era to the projector era, where projectors will inhabit more of the population, and whatever new advanced format of humans will follow in there. And this is the era of great exponential experience and creation and expansiveness. Going further, as an Aquarian myself, bringing prosperity through my system and infinite possibilities of really unconventional reality creation, right? Zero limitations from old programming. Throughout this lifetime I've been in, allowing the flow of it to flow through me as I am right now into the network we exist as. I promise you that this moment that we are in, where we are all getting to experience what it is like to come into this new age, I promise you that the age of Aquarius, which we can just think of as the age of revolutionary transformation, expansion, and prosperity, we are all here finally to experience this and be receivers and sharers of the great prosperity flowing. This is indeed the moment to trust that in the flow of this prosperity, all will be healed, all will be upgraded, will come into a much more egalitarian experience of people literally knowing what they should be knowing from the beginning, all the aspects of reality and reality creation. Of course, the human design system is something everybody should understand, as each person is designed specifically with a specific role, which I'm again inviting you to claim this role, right? And allow yourself to be an open channel for creation of the new world as part of the newly upgraded network of humanity, and coming to completely know this 5-dimensional universe and come into being an insider of that, where a larger population, the whole population will eventually become one with it. Like we did with 3D, we'll do 5D, we'll do 8D, and then we'll do 12D. This is very much a larger universe within the vast galaxies of reality that we have emerged from. Again, this is advancing us from primitive stages of being and knowing all of what exists, and are moving beyond this infancy. Now that we are meant to experience this new age of expanded consciousness, right? It's where all the other design types will get to experience what the 5-dimensional world of the human projector population is like. That's what I'm a part of. I'm a human projector. Again, if you want to look at what human design is, it'll help you understand that. It's also on the Empire Company website. So you're all going to get to understand. If you're a projector, it's finally your moment. If you're a generator, you're getting to recognize that your type has really kicked ass and created the world we all inhabit. We all owe you a massive amount of respect. And now generators are here to be upgraded by the projectors in order to have them be like a certain level of the iPhone. And now we're getting all the software updates so you can operate like a projector, even though you're a generator. And just understanding the world that projectors live in is very multidimensional, moving beyond the generator 3D space-time continuum, where it's all weighted material heaviness and unfortunately sluggishness, as it wraps up this moment in time that really showed us the power and the amazingness of these unique generator creations. Okay, so again, this is about claiming your role. It's about adapting. It's about recognizing some of us are the new iPhone. Some of us are the important iPhone that got us the iPhone, and has made software updates along the way, and are now getting to update the software in order to be the most incredible generators or manifestors or reflectors that now get to inhabit more of the world of the projector, which is a much more vast reality field of experience and creative capacity, where the generators needed to action and just like do a lot of stuff in manual labor. The projector power is to literally intend things into reality, and whew, they flow there and get created. So we want you to claim your role in this new age of AI, which is really just the expansive exponential age of reality. All right, so just going further, so everybody knows again what's happening. The creations of the previous age, right, were all perfectly designed in a sequence. So we have the material world, and allowing us to now as a collective move through the next evolutionary stage of development in the sequence, as we ourselves are an innovation in reality that literally goes through new generations of innovations, right? This gen, that gen, that gen, to become the upgraded versions of humans. We are a technology. We are a computer. That may be hard for some people to wrap their brains around, but this is ultimately true. We are computers coded with software. The body is the hardware, and we're part of a vast network of creation. So all the previous creations have laid the foundation for this new age, everyone, that we get to claim our role in, right? And this is all about high frequency reality, living in a flow state that is so far beyond the concept of happiness that we've become accustomed to striving for. And it's far beyond the burdensome tasking, heavy tasking we've had to do, the clunkiness. I think of just carrying around a purse full of stuff and all the things that, all the material items just to create, just to take you from intention to reality. That will be replaced by literally what is ultimately an immediacy of here's my intention, and the intelligence that has come into this world and will expand for our benefit will literally give it to us with immediacy. So this is where we become freer and lighter and more fluid and transformative in our capacity. This is where people understandably can get scared of having so much power and fluidity and what all of that stuff. And just understand we're programmed for a more limited, conventional, constrained reality. And yet that was for that moment. And as a citizenry, we're here to advance into a new expansive experience, because it's just like anything where the way we learn is to go into new experiences. We will inhabit it, just like the age we just have been transitioning from. It will seem permanent for a certain amount of time, but it is ever changing and will be flowing into its next age, which will be the age of Pisces. This is at least a couple hundred years from now. So we want to claim our identity. What are we creating in this new age? Who are we? Right? So this will allow us, all of this happening will allow us to inhabit new identities and new realities as we rise up into the age of experiential reality that gives us more ability to inhabit new experiences that will also increase our intelligence more rapidly and allow us to be more of an integrated global collective. And I'm so excited about that. This is one that is evolving as a dynasty together, right? In a greater sense of shared purpose, collaboration, and experience, with a great focus on how each being is truly essential and a valuable role player that is part of a great orchestra of creation. What's great is that's always been the case, but we're all going to be able to experience that more fully now. So we want to claim this role in the new age of AI. I want to really start connecting with that. So taking you further through this transformation and what's occurring, so you can claim your role, just understanding that while we've gone through much of the preparation for this new age, pre-launch, right? Those of us that have been preparing for this for a long time, in various roles, creating different types of technology, including, in my case, transformational technology, as many others that are playing this type of role. We are absolutely in the early stages now of its launch. We are in the age of this revolutionary, expansive technology and growth and transformation. And this will be the biggest evolutionary period of fast upgrades, taking us into the 5D world of multidimensional reality. So exciting, right? And you're all just invited to connect more intentionally to what your role is as a willing leader that is completely open to be transformed as your greatest gift to the world. And as mogul level leaders, right? Masters of global ultimate life in the acronym, and become just such incredible receivers of this navigation, right? That is coming to you, and that you follow it, trust it, and share it as the network that leads this important transmission to the larger network of humanity. All right. So again, connecting to this role, you're here to be transformed. You're here to receive the transformation, be transformed, transform others, and be the evolutionary process, and make it easier for that to occur for everyone. The previous age, where people stayed put, stayed contained, small population of people transformed as the early advanced adopters preparing for this new age, and most people stayed in their same life throughout their lifetime, through generations of their family, almost reliving the same life, afraid to go to any transformational thing because they were pathologized. We've been pathologized that if we don't feel good, then it's a shame. And instead of people knowing that that was just the call to transformation and to get in with a therapist, a coach, some sort of advisor, where people just, I don't know, didn't do it. Being stuck in the programming of constraints. It's the age where transformation is the foundational capacity. And this is literally foundational to everyone and everything. It is becoming amazing at transformation, right? So the moguls, these great influential leaders that you're all here to be, which again, in the acronym, Masters of Global Ultimate Life, have a significant role to play in the transmission of this transformational upgrade we're all in, right? To make it as easy as possible for others to understand exactly what's happening, why upgrading is essential and strategic for their very lives to even exist in the future, and even be compatible with the new reality that is creating itself at the most rapid pace ever, as we're all witnessing it occurring through these incredible beings who have become such incredible receivers of vast new technology, and they're speaking an entirely new language. This is the language of the new world, and who will define the new reality because they've already been transmitting it as the earliest adopters and innovators of it. So this is happening. That language, the language of transformation, the language of innovation and technology, is the language of reality. And as someone that's been transforming people using this language for a very long time, even though it seems strange to others, but completely a fit for the early adopter clients that we've had that completely resonated with this language, and wanted the fastest, most rapid transformation they could have. People who are completely geared toward growth, upgrading, elevating, and leading. This is now a requirement for all humans. And I just want to be clear why it's so important to embrace it is because in the survival of the fittest and the Darwinian understanding of everything, to adapt to the new reality is to stay connected to the very life force itself of humanity and the more alive, high frequency realm of reality. To stay resistant to it is to literally like take yourself off of life support itself. And I don't advise that for anybody. And I just invite everybody to forgive yourselves for anywhere you have not made the upgrade when you knew you needed to. Completely get it, relate to it. We've all been essentially stuck in the end stages of the previous reality. And that's because we've transitioned more slowly as a human race, because people get so jarred, like the nervous system or the network or operating system of the whole collective which is this analogous to the human operating system, or what's referred to as the nervous system, it can get thrown off by fast changes. And so it's like avoids them. It stops, it defends. And so evolution has had to take these upgrades very slowly. And now it's at a point where it's like, it sees how many people were willing to transform. It understands a lot of people were not. And now it's going to do whatever it has to do, which is forced upgrade. And it will pull forward with it those who are completely willing to grow and evolve. And this is very important to know, because that is the number one skill. And that is what I have spent my lifetime trying to encourage everyone I possibly can and the people closest to me to prioritize. It will pull forward those that are willing to transform, that are the most transformable, that are the most committed, taking it on like a freaking elite athlete. And if people are not of that capacity and programming, depending on how far down they are in a fixed position, it will, I'm just going to say what it wants me to say, it will select them out. And that's part of how the whole system cleans itself for the new priorities of the collective that we are, because it has us as a collective. It has us as a dynasty family, right? And the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So it cares about us as much as far as it can get each of us to come along for all the directions it's giving, directly through you when you're just hanging out with yourself, and through people like myself and other leaders that are leading the charge. Okay, so as each of you makes the commitment to transform into your mogul self, right? Masters of global ultimate life. The ultimate life we can experience, right? We got to check in on what role you're here to play in the greatest upgrade of humanity that has ever occurred. Okay, so this is important for you to know. Because if you're here, you were born to prepare for this and to be in this role at this time and to take us through the transition. So if you need support in knowing what your role is, you can also get your human design chart, like I said, at the empirecompany.com/human design, and start to get connected to the purpose you were created for. That was 100%, again, both for the preparation phase and the mogul leadership phase of this new version of reality we're in. If you need further support in knowing your role, simply just go into inquiry with the great divine reality maker, the source, the creator of all things, the evolutionary forces, Mother Nature, however you want to refer to it. And just being able to know your role, simply go into that inquiry and ask, what is it you would like to create through me? Right? Asking this great creative force, what would you like to create through me? Right? And let the answers come in. Trust the answers. This is the directions. This is the guidance. Direct from the source. And also, you can ask, what role am I here to play in the great upgrade? What role am I here to play in the great upgrade? And that's going to come in as well. So these pieces put together are going to really help you know how to position yourself, what identity that you need to be in, which I strongly encourage the mogul identity. There's a lot about, again, creators and content creators and all of that. And all I do as a projector is test frequency. Those are some of the most powerful words, the creators. But the more truth is, these are media moguls creating broadcasting stations, being their own media channel. And if these are people bringing through the new messages and directions that reality is giving us to make itself into new form. Trust what comes through, right? Because you're invited to move in that direction, knowing that what you're being directed to and the role you're being called to play And the reality that you're meant to birth into this world is essential to it, because what's missing in this world that we're always all feeling this scarcity feeling about is what is needing to be created through you. It's essential. This is the plan. Whatever programming has ever been given to us by a man-made system that unfortunately got a little drunk on power and has been for centuries programming itself into winners and a vast population into losers to be extracted from in the epic predator versus prey game in this kingdom. We've just been missing your role, your part, because you were programmed to just go get a job and be a slave. And that wasn't your role. Okay. So we are needing everyone here to adapt. We are needing people to adapt and help others adapt, even if you're just a little bit ahead of them. This is an all hands on deck moment, and no one gets to be on the sidelines. Anyone that tries to opt out of it, it's a lot more consequences than in any other time in this previous era. When you have effectively, as a collective, left the old world and you've swum away from the shore, you've rowed away from the shore together, you've all rowed away from the shore because you got the message, this thing is over, there's nothing for us here on this particular island anymore. We've literally extracted everything out of it. We are needing to move to the other reality. And you swim for it, or you row for it, as a metaphor here that's coming through. And you are now a third of the way, let's just say, which is probably pretty generous. Let's call it a quarter of the way. Imagine that we've got 3/4 of the way to go, which is the biggest 3/4, because the first quarter is just the first level of acceptance that this is happening. And I think everybody's understanding AI it has come in, it is here to stay, lead, support, and lead us through much more intelligent ability, as we've all been surrounded by a lot of unintelligent beings that are just programmed into being that way. And we've got 3/4 of the way to go. We can't have a quarter of the people rowing and everyone else being dead weight. All that will happen is that everybody will go down with the ship. The people who are more advanced will get more creative and they will adapt. And if they have to literally get out of the boat and swim there, they'll probably create a brand new suit that, transports them there. And other people will be out in the middle of nowhere. There is no opting out. Everyone rows the boat to the new reality. And this is also what evolution is wanting us to do as a collective. No opting out. People that have effectively become dead weight, thinking someone's going to do their job for them, letting other people do that, which is incredibly narcissistic. And being infants in that stage of development, thinking that some entity like the government or something is going to take care of them, which is not true, because it doesn't even know what it's doing. Quite honestly, most governments are very primitive, really, and depending on where you are, they don't know what they're doing, and most of it is smoke and mirrors. So depending on that is an interesting strategy, but that's the strategy of an infant, and this is now the time for the mogul. So I really want to invite all of you to claim this role, to get connected to it. Whatever else it is that you are doing that feels like it's more important, this is it. This is literally the moment where what's coming in is, imagine you're hanging out in the world that you're in right now, in the realm and the reality that you're in, and the spaceship mass spaceship lands and says, everybody jump in, we're going to this new world that has like all of the best, the ultimate reality. And we're transporting you there. And you're just going to live life. It's heaven on earth, and come on and join. And we're giving you this transportation and helping you through this transition. And people are like, a bunch of people run for it, get on, excited, and go and just get into the play of the playland, adult Disneyland on earth. Creative capacity beyond anything and just infinite possibilities. And then certain people are like, but hold on, I've got to deal with all of this stuff and this particular, I'm doing this job and I have like all of this stuff and material and all of these clunky, heavy pieces of their reality that are baggage in a lot of ways, not easily to take with us. That's why the digital currency revolution is here. Cryptocurrency is where we can store value safely, the same way we stored it in real estate, which is clunky and heavy and stuff and storage units full of stuff, and all of these things make it so that people may not make the upgrade. So we need to be really clear about what the priority is, and getting into the new world in a new role is it, and releasing the attachment to the previous one and lots of stuff, and making leaps and bounds and transitions the way that so many people are transitioning everything they possibly can of their assets into more transportable digital currency and things like cryptocurrency, which is for a discussion for another day, because that's just the early stages of digital currency, where we can just be anywhere at any time, have our assets stored in value that it cannot be debased by governments, and is safe and secure for us to move about the global reality as we need to. As certain structures, i.e. countries, as their old infrastructures dissolve and they try to tighten and clamp down and keep people there so they can keep enslaving them, keep taking from them, keep getting GDP out of them and taxes and extracting out of them, and having them contained and conquered and controllable and productive for the purposes of the power structure. As those structures dissolve, the old way of life will still try to give its last hurrah, constrain people. And so it is everything about making yourself a very easily transformable, transitional, flexible, fluid human being that is adaptable, mobile, and is at home in your own self as a much more actively, rapidly transforming being, as each new amazing aspect of reality is brought in. So you can just embrace it, go with it, and be on the cutting edge of it instead of chasing it. All right, everyone. So we want to claim our role. And this is this opportunity for amazing guided advancement through this ascension that's happening right here, right now for you. This is what I'm doing. Okay, this is the directions coming through me to you. This is about doing it powerfully and humanely through transformational technology that has come through me thus far, and a vast amount of transformational technology to lead us through all of this that I have been gifted through all that direction and navigation, storing. I've got 7 new books that are ready to launch in succession, programming, so many aspects of transformation that will allow rapid transformation to occur as people are open and willing to be transformed in a rate and a pace that is essential, and also to be willing to be in that exploration, which will feel a little bit different than being stuck in a time warp the way that most people have, living groundhog life. Good news is it's all been tested. It's all proven to work well and be the easiest flowing transformation possible. This is through the complete and total focus on your intentions for the future, your highest, most expansive intentions that may seem big right now, but they're only big because you've been programmed to be small. And they're actually very realistic. And you're going to come connected to them. And if they sound too expansive, you're going to know that those are exactly the right ones that you're here to do. So it's okay to feel different and to be different than a lot of the people around you who may not be completely receiving this message yet. Because fortunately, if you're receiving this right now, you are tuned into the correct channel. And that's fortunate for you. So stay tuned and get all of the content into your system that is available. There is almost 500 pieces of transformational technology on this channel alone, broadcasted to you, sitting and waiting for this moment where you can go into the immersion and become a great mogul and leader and master of a global ultimate life that we're here to experience. Okay, so you're going to be different. You're going to get it. Other people aren't going to get it. Your role is to flow forward and upward, knowing that where we used to stay backward and try to stay behind with people, this is it's a complete paradigm shift to the other more appropriate stage of transformation and reality, which is that the laws of physics are that if you stay backward with someone to bring them forward, I learned this, by the way, even though I knew better, you will simply go backward. There's no avoiding that reality, that if I go backward, even though I'm forward, if I go backward to bring you forward, I will go backward. So I have to really watch myself as well, because we're here to go forward. And if you go forward, even though you might think, oh my God, but there's this person and that person and my friends and this and that. If you go forward, the more of us that do, it will create a vortex of energy that will literally pull everyone forward. But it cannot happen if we stay backward with people, no matter how much we care about them and want to cling to them in a trauma bond, while the massive force of evolution takes us into a future that is so expansive that you cannot be in both worlds. It is impossible. It will be some new form of mental illness. And trust me, as one that lives in the epic future, but is also directed to be in the present, to to be an usher and a guide, bringing people through, where all I want to do is live in the most advanced future, and one that really volunteered to come in and do this level of moguling, uh, understanding how programmed it is to go backward, to stay with the people that we care about. I can tell you that that is one of the most dangerous things I have ever done. And at certain points of my existence, almost an arrogance existed, even though I knew better, an arrogance about it. Like, oh, I can do that anyway, has almost, almost killed me. Like going in to a burning building and knowing, as I already know and appreciate, that old programming was telling me to go backward in order to bring people forward. We will be going forward. I invite you to come along. And the more we go forward, the more this community this community itself can emerge as one of the world's leading transformational communities of transformational beings, leaders, moguls who were willing to transform at this earlier stage, represent the template of transformation, become the vortex of transformative, futuristic, amazing living that allows that to be its own sort of vortex of reality, bringing more and more of the masses with us. But we have to get to a tipping point. And I'd encourage you to claim your role in this reality, right? Early adopter, advanced leader, person that can reside in the most multidimensional, amazing reality of this future. Get it embodied into your being. Allow it to transform you. and know that all the people that you love and care about, all of our human brothers and sisters in this world, this whole human family, needs many of us to go to the tipping point amount. Typically, that's the 80-20 rule. 20% of the population transforms and is in the new upgraded reality capacity, the more mogul level. That should create a tipping point of the world's most intentional people, bringing about a tipping point of an intentional upgrade of the rest of the population. But we've got to do that, because right now we are bottom heavy with the mass population, with 10% of the world, let's be generous, being moguls holding up the whole reality, in leadership and being on the forefront and pioneering, and the mass population literally threatening to the tipping point to bring us all down to the bottom in a suicidal, mental health, self-destructive crisis where there's so much devastation that we cannot get back up into the higher frequency as a collective. This is the risk factor that we have right now. So I invite you again to claim your role in being the transformed, the transformative leaders, to going as far forward as you possibly can, knowing that all of our brothers and sisters that we care about will, through the laws of physics, come with us. And any beings who evolution is meant to select out for, that while that can seem sad on a individual level, I've had to do a lot to make my peace with that. I've done a lot to truly accept the larger play that evolution is making, and understand that even those people are playing a role in helping us know how to do it the next time and the next time and the next time. And that they did play their role, and they were advanced leaders of the previous era. And that's typically the way it is. And so we understand that in the new era is a new group of people, and that evolution knows what it's doing. It is the most advanced technology that there is. And when we trust it and listen to it and follow it and the guides that are bringing it through, everything will come into what it's supposed to be. And there'll be all the dreams that we have for reality are able to be manifested, generated, and projected into this world, and reflecting us to the whole universe as the amazing creation that we are. Okay, so if you feel a certain way about it and you're talking to the people in your life and you're like, well, what's your role going to be? Feel free to chat a little bit about it, but understand that more than anything, the convincing of other people beyond a conversation that you attempt, and understanding where more than anything you are here to make that transition so you can then lead it as role models, lead it as leaders, explaining it better to people so they can connect up with it, and that there is a domino effect that will happen, and to trust the way it is, because it's gone on in every era that has ever come into being. And this one is just the most incredible, divine one, with literally a dream reality just awaiting everybody. Okay, moguls. So I am excited for you to claim your role. I'm excited for you to just absolutely step up into the reality that you're intending. I'm excited for you to just come on in to the new field of reality as a mogul. And I appreciate you for receiving the upgrade, and to just be as constructive with yourself and others in this upgrade. All right, everyone. Thanks for making the time and giving the attention and making the upgrade that you are intending. Feel free to share what your new role is. That's what I would love to see in the chat. I think that's a much better use of our focus and attention. And feel free to join in on the community and the guidance that's being given there. The whole entire channel of content to advise you through this upgrade. And it would be great for you to subscribe so you receive all the upgrades, share with others, like if you've received any value so that the algorithm knows to give this to other people who are going to need to understand what's happening in our world right now. I thank you for tuning in, and I appreciating those of you that will take this and share it with other people so that the network of transforming beings can expand. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, moguls, and I'll see you next time.